Good evening, my friends. My name is Niskanen, and this is my channel of making all of my own clothes. Sometimes other things as well. But this week I am making for myself a Cashmerette Club pattern called the Kimball bomber jacket, and I'm making it out of this scrumptious Japanese jacquard. I'm also lining it with this lovely silk. Yes, lining it. Although I'm sorry, I think it might be called interlining. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat the lining and the outside as one layer, with one minor exception, which is the front. Because the front has pockets, and I am going to put the pockets in between the lining and the outside. So that is my one exception, and I think it is going to be awesome. As you can see, I have already serged the edges. I pretty much didn't take anything off the seam allowances there. I have serged the edges because I cut this pattern out a few weeks ago already, and I was worried that, just because these are both very fraying fabrics, I am already sort of hyperventilating about the slashes that I'm going to need to put in for the pockets, and anyway, these are both very fraying fabrics, and that is giving me some anxiety already, but we will deal with it when we come to it. In any case, first things first, I am going to need to do a stay stitching for the necklines, and I think the armholes, possibly. At least the necklines need to be stay stitched. And also on the front has, just a moment, I'm just gonna, if I hadn't insisted on making this pile all neat and shiny, this would have been a lot easier, but alas. So anyway, the front has these things. So the flappity flaps are, I'm going to need to stay stitch around this corner. So I figure that I would do that at the same time as I'm doing the other stay stitching. That is first, and after that is the construction of the pocket. And the pocket is going to be very exciting because I get to use, so a while ago I ordered these awesome skull, hold on. So a while ago I ordered these lovely iridescent skull, rainbow skull zipper pulls. I already had this rainbow zipper tape, which I ordered specifically to use in this jacket. I also ordered a zipper to use with this jacket for the front that is metallic and rainbow, but this one is nylon for the pockets. So anyway, I ordered these skull, iridescent skull zipper pulls, and I am very, very, very excited to get to use them. I am overjoyed. So, I will be using those, and I will do my best to make them well. Anyway, I accidentally ordered too many of them, and yeah, so now I have like, what is it, 35 zipper pulls of these lovely jubbly creatures. So yeah, that is going to be, certainly going to be a thing. What else? Yeah, I think that's more or less it. So I will see you on the other side of all of that stay stitching, and we will see what we can do about the pocket. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so the stay stitching is on. The stay stitching is on, and now it is time to construct the pockets. This is going to be a many stepped journey, and yeah. So the first step on the journey is to interface, hold my pieces the right side up, but add some interfacing on the wrong side. That is now done. Well, no, the very first step is to mark the pocket placement on both the right side and the wrong side. And now that I'm looking at it, I cannot find the marking on the right side of this, even though I was absolutely certain that it was very visible when I left the mark. That's very handy. Okay, so I'm going to have to mark this one again. This one does have the marking very clearly. I used two different markers on the two different fronts. First one was a friction pen, one of these thingies. Right. Of course it came out. It's a friction pen, so it gets removed by heat. And I added the interfacing on after I marked it. That was marked. So anyway, the other one is marked with a Sharpie fabric pen, and that one worked out great. So I'm going to mark this one with the Sharpie as well, and then we're going to get started on the actual pocket itself. The next step is to put one of these on, and then just sew. Yeah, there are a lot of steps to these pockets, and I am working with a jacquard and a silk, both of which are very prone to fraying. So I am going to go very, very carefully, like supremely carefully. There is no amount of care that is too much for this situation. And I'm going to do my best to probably either zigzag or serge the edges as I go, because that is a frightening prospect. Finishing all of this only to have my pockets fraying on me. That would not be nice. So anyway, also I am about to start using these lovely pulls, and I couldn't be more excited. I just it's going to be very, very good. Anyway, I will see you on the other side of the pocket. So many steps, y'all. So many steps. Pocket. Okay, so the pockets are on the front pieces. Here we go. You can see my lovely little skull thingamajig. The rest of the pocket is right here. It is great. Off camera, I have also done the interlining for the other pieces, including the sleeve pieces, which the instructions have you quilt the lining on to the sleeves. I didn't read the instructions before I started, so this is totally on me, but I read in the cutting instructions that you are supposed to cut the sleeves after quilting. So it never occurred to me that that meant after quilting all 3 layers together. So I only quilted the top 2 layers together, which is the topmost layer and the batting layer. So I left the lining layer completely on its own, whereas you're supposed to put them together. So I interlined them the same way that I did the back piece, which is around all of the edges. I did not do this in a single pass. What I did was I sewed from the underarm to the bottom and then halfway through the back, and then did the same on the other side. Then I did the neckline in from both sides, stopping at the middle, and then last I did the shoulder and ending at the underarm. And I did all of this at, I think, a 6mm seam allowance. The next thing on the menu is supposed to be binding the edges of the fabric. I'm not going to do that. Here's why. The edges are supposed to be bound so that you can press them open at the end. I don't like that. I don't like wearing it like that. I don't like the look of it. I do not like it. No. I will press seams open when I'm fully lining the garment. Here I am fully lining the garment, but I'm not really, you know, because what I'm doing is I'm interlining it and then finishing the edges separately. So what I am going to do is I'm probably going to regret this, but I am going to sew the seams and finish them together. Like I said, I'm probably going to regret this. But here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I might actually even try to French seam all but the sleeve seams. Ooh, that would be very nice. French seam everything and then use a binding on the sleeve seams after they're finished, of course, to create a little bit of structure at the armholes. That might be really nice. We will see. In any case, since I am not going to be binding the seams at this seam allowances at this point, the next step on the list is to put in the front darts, and that is what I am going to do. And when that's done on both the lining and the fashion fabric pieces, then I'm going to finish my interlining process with putting the lining on the fronts. Except, so I did a mildly stupid thing in that I cut the lining piece of the front short by about the width of this this front tab, this thing right here. I cut the piece short by about that much. Because I did leave a little bit of a seam allowance, although not that much. Because I don't know why. I thought I was going to be bagging the entire thing. But that's just not, that's not, no. So, what I am going to do is I am going to attach the lining to the front as far as I can, with the caveat of the missing length. I'm going to do that as much as I can in the same manner that I did the other stuff. And then once the facing is in, I'm just going to hand sew the sort of center front where the facing connects with the lining. I'm anyway supposed to be hand sewing the pocket French seam to the facing, so that it stays in place and doesn't sort of droop all over the place. So I mean, it's going to take a little bit more work to hand sew the center line down, but I think it's going to be worth it. That's where I am on that. And at the very least, the lining for the linings for the front were cut on the selvage, so they shouldn't need any more finishing. So it doesn't matter if I sort of sew it down by hand. It's not gonna be a problem, is what I'm saying. So yeah, anyway, now I need to figure out these damn darts and hope not to stick myself too much. So yeah, I will see you on the other side of many darts and also some interlining. Okay, so remember when I said that I didn't want to bind the seam allowances at this point because I hate the way that seams pressed apart look? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that anyway. Turns out the Cashmerette people know what they're talking about. So, this seam right here, this is the one with the what is it called? The dart. This seam, it's going to get very bulky, like very bulky. There's no way around it. I am going to need to do exactly what I said I wouldn't do for the side seams. because they are going to get very bulky unless I do exactly what I said I wouldn't. So yeah, it is the dart that is going to cause me to do this thing that I did not want to do. C'est la vie. So yes, so I had some of this I think it's African wax fabric binding that I've used before. I don't think I've used this particular one before, but I have used this before, so I'm just gonna bind the side seams and the side seams only, and then I'm going to French seam the shoulder seams, and then I'm going to bind the sleeve seams together when we reach that point. Yes, I think that's the way to do this thing, for now at least. Anyway, I will see you. So, I'm going to bind the seam allowances off camera just because. And then I'm gonna sew the shoulder seams, and then after that it's time to add the sleeves to their places, and I will see you on the other side of the sleeves. Okay, so this thing is giving me a lot of trouble. So I was putting on the binding on the sleeve seam, and well, a needle broke. My needle broke. But that's not the worst of it by far. The worst of it is that I couldn't find the tip. So, it is probably somewhere inside my machine, and hopefully it will not cause any problems until I can have this machine maintenanced, which is after my new second machine gets here. So in any case, I lost the needle, and it's either inside the seam, which I doubt because I have been trying to find it, or it's inside the machine. I don't think it came out because the needle broke while it was inside, and yeah. So anyway, the needle breaking, this is important because it got me thinking about what I should do about this seam, because the shoulder seam is very thick as it is. So adding 4 more thicknesses to that wound up not being the greatest thing, especially when I was doing it in a hurry. So I think instead of actually binding this thing, I'm just going to do a zigzag and let it be, because I actually don't want any more bulk in this seam in particular, because this seam is going to be a pain in my patella when I do the side seam, which is right after this one. So my thinking right now is that I will do a zigzag along the edge to make sure that the center, because, so here's the thing, both the inside on the arm's eyes on the fronts and backs are serged, and the sleeve cap is also serged. So the only thing that could unravel here is the cotton twill. It's not twill. Whatever it is. The cotton is the only thing that might unravel here. And it doesn't seem to be all that prone to fraying. And the other thing is the batting that might start looking ratty over the course of use. So my plan is indeed to just zigzag the edge and let it be. It's not an ideal solution, like it's not gonna be all that pretty, but I did actually do this to myself a little bit by doing the fully lined thing, because the jacquard is actually thick enough that I probably shouldn't have lined the thing at all, let alone fully. So yeah, that is where I am. So the next thing that you will see is actually the side seams, and then after that I'm going to start working on putting the ribbing on all 4 places, because 2 cuffs, collar, and the bottom. I will see you on the other side of the side seams. So before I sew the side seams, I'm just going to show you that I feel very vindicated now in my choice not to bind this particular jacket. Although if you're not lining the whole thing, then I would actually suggest, but someone did a bad thing and has to live with the consequences. So this is the point of the side seam where the sleeve meets the sleeve seam meets the side seam, and look at that chunky boy. That is really chunky, and it would be much chunkier still if I had added the bias binding on the sleeve seam as well. So yeah, if you do decide to fully line this thing, please consider your choices, because this was not well thought out. But my hope is that it will actually still be pretty nice to actually wear once I'm finished with this thing. Mostly because I think that it's going to be pretty nice to wear, because it's windy here in Finland a lot, in Helsinki, not the whole of Finland, but in Helsinki, because we are very close to the sea, like most of Helsinki is on the shoreline. So because of that, it is very windy all the time in Helsinki, and I think that having 2 layers of fabric between me and the world is going to be nice in the sorts of weather that I'm going to be wearing a coat, a jacket of any kind. So there is that. So anyway, I am going to sew the side seams now, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, so the side seams are in, and the thing is wearable. It is pretty good. There's a little bit of sleeve related range of movement issue. I would like the sleeves to be a bit more mobile? I'm not sure what it is. I think that there might not be enough in the sleeve cap at the back. So that's something to consider for the future if I make this thing again. But right now, it's adequate. The next step in the process is to make and attach the cuffs, and then make and attach the collar, and I think the bottom edge thing, whatever the word is for that. Waistband. The word is waistband. Anyway, so far it's pretty good. It's a little bit limiting. More limiting than I would like. Not too badly, but I would prefer it if it were not so. And these are the full bicep. I think it was the full bicep sleeve. So these are the bigger sleeves. But apparently I am too muscular for Cashmerette. But seriously though, I think that what I'm going to do for the next time, if I do decide to make this jacket again, is to lengthen the sleeves, because these are way too short. And B, add some maybe length to the sleeve back, maybe. Like the armpit is great. It's just that the sleeves are like, there's pretty much enough sleeve here. I think maybe if, yeah, I don't think there's enough sleeve at the back edge and at the elbow, but that should be fine if I lengthened probably the top of the arm sleeve thing, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's not anything that will prevent me from wearing this thing, because the cuffs are going to come here and they're going to cover most of the area that's not covered by the sleeve proper, and it's going to leave some room there, but it is something that I wish were different. So there is that. In any case, next, cuffs, and also probably the collar. But I will see you on the other side for those. Alright, so I managed to wrestle one cuff on. It's not great. I probably should have chosen a less dense bias tape or something. I think, yeah, I have an African wax fabric bias tape that is great for once it's done, because it will bring me joy every time I look at the insides. But right now it is unbearable, because so this is what the seam point looks like. So well, yeah, you can see that it's sort of the stitching is sort of peeking through. It's not great, because, well, you don't want that to happen, but also because it's adding quite a lot of bulk to the seams, so my serger is having a really hard time trying to deal with it. So yeah, it is indeed a wrestle. The other thing that happened is I sort of basted the lower edge of this my collar piece to make it a little bit easier to wrestle that through when the time comes. But doing so, I have managed to well, stretch out the bottom, and that is not great, because now it's like centimeters longer than the place that I'm trying to attach it to. So my plan right now, first of all, I'm going to go to bed like about now-ish, because tomorrow is another work day and whatever. So, but my plan is to finish the other cuff tomorrow and hope that everything goes okay. and try to press the bottom edge of this one to submission so that I can pin it on the collar and add it there. Yes, I think that is more or less it. If the pressing doesn't get rid of at least some of the length, then I'm just going to have to recut this and not baste it and just put it on in one go. So yeah, not sure if my serger can handle the shoulder seams. The French seams in the shoulder seem like an increasingly not well thought out plan. I wonder if, I think I could probably still, I could probably still open up the seams and change it to an open seam, because I'm not sure if there's any way to get the collar on otherwise. Just I don't have a sewing machine that can handle that kind of bulk. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to go back and do some resewing on the sleeve seams, but in general I think that is the best course of action at this point. So that's not great. In any case, I'm going to go to bed and deal with this mess tomorrow. I'll see you on the other side of the other cuff. Alright, so the collar is on and both of the cuffs are on. It is good. I did have to recut the collar because this happened. So, and this is after pressing the ever-living. This is after pressing. So there is just no way that was going to happen. I think that the materials that I'm using for this jacket may be a little bit too thick for what I want them to do. So yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, it was a bit of a wrestle to get those things on, but now they're on, and that means that it's time to move on to the waistband, which means that first I'm gonna stay stitch the corners on both the waistband piece and also the coat, jacket, whatever. And then I'm going to attach the waistband pieces on, and that is going to be good. I am not, however, going to... So the waistband piece gets folded after the zipper is in. So first I'm going to just insert the waistband piece, and then after that I think the next step is to attach the facing on to the waistband. I will see you after that. Alright, so the waistband is now on, and the next step in the process is going to be attaching the zipper. This time the zipper looks like it's going to be a lot closer than it was on the Stanton hoodie. It might even be exact, which would be very nice because on this one I am using a lovely metal teeth zipper, and there will be no cutting this. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with extra, if there's any extra. So let us hope there won't be any. The zipper is a lovely metallic rainbow zipper. Not quite matching the ones on the pockets, but that's fine because those are nylon, and I don't want a nylon zipper on my front for a jacket. So first I'm going to attach it on the on one side, and then I'm going to attach it on the other side, and you know, it is going to be very similar to the process of attaching it to the Stanton hoodie. So first I'm going to attach both sides of the zipper, check that it still closes, and once all of that's done, I will, I'm pretty sure, attach the bottom of the facing to the bottom of the waist, to the extension tab, whatever. And then sew that on top of the zipper. And I think, yes. After that, I think the next thing is going to be doing the finishing, and I'm going to sew my way all the way there, and then check in with you because, well, I am so very much out of time. I needed this vlog to come out last Thursday, but that didn't happen because I had COVID. So this Thursday is the day, and it's already Monday. It's already evening on Monday, so I really need to get cracking. So I will attach the zipper, the facing, and the facing to the zipper, and I will see you on the other side of all of those things. Okay, so I lied a little. Namely, here. I realized last night that I had a small problem here, right here, when closing the zipper. The collar ends like a centimeter before the very edge of the fabric on one side, and on the other side it goes right up to the edge of the fabric. So that is a problem because if I sew this this zipper in like it's meant to be sewn on both sides, I wind up with one collar significantly below the other. That's not great. And I am unsure of how to deal with it. Maybe I should just take it down a notch and just try to fit it inside the, so that I'm taking some of it apart. That's pretty much the closest thing that I can come up with. In other news, today during meetings, I added a little bit of reinforcement to the pocket edges so that it's sewn directly onto the lining. So yeah, I even managed to find a thread in my stash that sort of matches. So that's nice. The stitches aren't the prettiest, but what are you gonna do? I need to practice hand sewing more, and in order to do that, I would have to hand sew more, and ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, I am going to deal with the edge of this side of the collar, and then after that's done, I'm going to finish putting the zipper in, because I really need to finish this jacket today, and it is already 6 p.m. So I will see you on the other side. Alright, so the last thing I need to get done is to finish the waistband, and after that I am all done. I think you just saw me do what is the word? An understitch thing on the on the thing with the thing. The come on now, I can do this. Understitch the zipper facing. So now all I need to do is to finish out the lower edge. There is a step in the instructions to finish out the the neckband, but I have already done that because I serged it. I don't think that's going to be an option here on the waistband because, well, this thing is thick. It's very thick, and yeah, it's not gonna happen. I don't think that my serger can handle it. I am worried that my sewing machine might not be able to handle it, but my serger definitely won't be able to. So yeah, that's always a fun time. Beyond those things, I think at some point at least it would be a good idea for me to finish the, or stitch the, what is the word? The facings onto the lining. Just do a simple invisible stitch, but I think I'm going to do that stuff during, well, meetings this week. So that means that it won't be done at the close of this video, but that's fine because, I mean, the edges are finished, so it's just a matter of, do I want, so here, let me show you. So this edge, the facing edge, it's finished, and this edge, which is the lining edge, is selvage edge. So that's finished. So the only thing that is missing, and is probably going to be missing for a while, is me simply stitching this hole closed like this. The instructions actually don't have you close that hole at all. They tell you to simply stitch the facing onto the pockets, but I have already done that for the lining, so that is not happening. But yeah, in general, that is more or less it. I'm gonna finish putting this waistband, or clipping this waistband, so that I can sew it, and then after that is done, I think I will be done, which would be nice. Yeah. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, it is completely finished. Well, for given values of complete. So, it is lined. fully lined actually. I kind of love it. It is very good. I'm just very sorry because I got these labels. One of them says cuteness warning. One says finished with 2 N's and a finish flag. And one says unique. Anyway, I got a lot of labels, and I had planned to put one in this jacket, preferably on the outside, to make sure that everyone knows that it is made by me. Anyway, that did not happen. I think I have some leather ones that I could still insert and still get that look, so I might do that. Otherwise, the sleeves are still a little bit too short. I would prefer them to be longer, and I think that the next time I think about, well, the next time I make a cashmerette pattern, I need to think about lengthening the sleeves. Otherwise, the fit is really freaking fabulous. The apex is hitting me pretty much where my apex is. It doesn't look like there's a severe dart right here at the boob, but there is. It is quite a big dart. But yeah, it feels very good. I gotta say, the what is this thing? The ribbing, it was a freaking pain in the patella to sew, but it is going to be great to wear. The pockets could be bigger. Well, I would like for the pockets to be bigger, but I would probably need to move the zipper placement more towards the side in order to accomplish that, and I'm not sure how well that would play out. But yeah, on the whole, it is a very successful project, and I'm absolutely certain that I will be wearing this jacket a lot in the coming weeks, months, days, years. Anyway, I love it. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I really enjoy this thing. One thing that I may think about doing in the future is making a fleece version of this without the sleeves. I think that might be cool, but we'll see. Yeah, so this was Cashmerette Club, Kimball bomber jacket, and I made it in a size 26 with no adjustments. My my chest measurement is, I think, 54, 55, something like that, with the Muna and Broad Banksia tank that I'm wearing. My waist is 47 inches, and my hips are 58, 59, something like that. In any case, I am supremely happy with it. I love that I got to use this jacquard that I bought in Barcelona with my sister. I love this jacquard. It's so good. Anyway, I will see you next week. And next week, I will actually complete this pain in my patella skirt that I have been working on for years. Literal years. So yes, join me to finish a project that has been coming for a long time. I'll see you then. Oh, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of the YouTube things, and I will see you next Thursday.